Hi guys, it's Mike, the Kangal Whisperer from beautiful, sunny, and mild Gozo, Malta. I got Kyle here and Mika, and this is just a very, very quick, short video for two important events that just happened. One is that we finally made it to the 1,000 subscriber mark. So here's to all of you for helping the Kangal Whisperer to get to 1,000 subscribers, even though this was never really a priority for me. As most of you know, I started this channel 2 years ago just to share with you the experience of raising two Kangals. And I got to tell you, being a dog owner for 45 years, I wouldn't trade the experience of these two for anything in the world. They're just amazing. And so sharing it with you was like a bonus to me. And especially to get the feedback, such really nice feedback from all of you, whether it was thank you for helping us decide to get a Kangal, thank you for your advice and this and that, and also for teaching me, which I have to, the second point of this video is to thank Brian Tarafero, one of my subscribers. Brian, I got to tell you, man, I bought this thing. This is a shock collar. Now, before you guys start shooting at me, okay? Let me explain. Give me a chance before you hang me. I was always against shock collars. I use corrective collars, and there are some controversy about the choker chains, which I call corrective collars. But I was definitely always against shock collars. And as you may or may know, Kyle, who as a male likes to wander long distances, took off, as he's done many times, except this time he didn't come back. And Mika came back. She was very shook up and very stressed, and I knew something happened. Long story short, in case you didn't see the video, a friend of ours who has a Labrador, which is a friend of them, picked him up in the main road going to the beach. So somehow he got out of the valley and made it to the main road, and he jumped in the truck with them. Mika wouldn't go in there because Mika doesn't do that, which is good. And thank God they brought him to the house, and there he was sitting in the front seat like an idiot. And I was so relieved to see him. I mean, those of you who love dogs, you can imagine what it's like when you think you might have just lost your dog. I mean, I still get goosebumps. So Brian, man, I got to tell. And so anyway, so Brian suggested on my channel to get this device, which is a shock collar. It's what it's called. But the beauty of it is, and I'll show you really quick, it has 3 levels. It has a sound button, so you can say no and beep, no and beep. And then you have a vibrate button, so you can say no. And then when you push the vibrate button, it beeps and vibrates, so obviously no pain. And then, of course, you have the dreadful shock button. I'm not going to promote this because it's not a sponsored thing, and I'm not even going to mention the name, but it was like 40 euros, which is like $40, off of Amazon. And I got to tell you guys, it is amazing for the simple reason that just pushing the sound button bothers him enough to stop what he was doing. And the best way I can describe it is if you saw Kyle today, you would think I traded dogs. And I'm not trying to be like overly dramatic or anything. It was an amazing 180-degree change. I had to hit the vibrate a couple of times, and what I did was, just for your information, I raised the level of the vibrate very high to like 85. Both the vibrate and the shock go from 0 to 100. So you can set them using these buttons here. So I set the vibrate high so I can get his attention. And then I put the shock at 20, which when I put it on my neck as the guinea pig, I could just feel a little twitch. It's like those belts that you put around your stomach to tone your muscles, but very, very light at 20. Obviously, it gets stronger all the way to 100. But my intent was, and it worked, which is to really be able to get his attention just using the vibrate button. And sure enough, I let him off the leash today. He was fine for about 15 minutes, which he always is. But then he saw a dog, down at the bottom of the field, which you've seen, and he took off. And I hit the beep button, and he kind of went. He doesn't like the sound, but he kept playing with the dog. So then I hit the vibrate button, and it was vibrating and beeping, and you could tell he got a bit confused. And then I stopped, obviously, and called him, and 2 or 3 times, and I beeped again, no more vibrate, and that was it. And that was it. And the rest of the time, he was completely obedient, with recall. I didn't even have to beep anymore, literally. I just say, get back here, too far, or stop. It was magic. And so, Brian, I am eternally grateful to you, and I would highly recommend this. Again, what Brian opened my eyes to is you don't need to shock the dogs, ever. You can beep, and at first maybe have to vibrate it 2 or 3 times to let him know that there's something coming after it if he doesn't listen to the beep. And and these dogs are very smart, and most dogs are. And once they get that, then all you have to do is just beep, and they stop, and they come back. So, again, thanks for all the subscriptions. I appreciate it. Love you guys. Have an amazing weekend. God bless you, and see you soon. From Gozo, and I will switch the camera really quick. Show you the beautiful blue sky, and Mika, who is always the good girl. Mika, right? You're always the good girl. And Kyle, who was a good boy today, even though he's usually very, very naughty. What was that sound on your neck, huh? Oh, and, not that there's any magic about it, but this is the collar. That's it. Got a green LED, and it works like magic. So, hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks again. Take care of yourselves. Bye.